Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk all about the knitting and cross stitch and all the other wonderful crafty things that I have been working on. Today is January 18th, 2021, and I have a knitting episode for you today. I haven't done tons for the past little while because we have been doing a lot of house renos, changing out bright pink carpet for hardwood, basically. But yeah, so that has definitely dropped the amount of time I've had for knitting, but I have got some stuff done and I'm excited to show it to you guys. Before we jump on into that though, there are two places that you can find me on the internet. The first is on Instagram at birch.and.lily, and the second is on Ravelry at birchandlily. So I don't have any finished objects this episode, but I do have some works in progress, so we might as well jump right into those. So the first thing that I have on my needles is in this bag from the Scrappy Thread. This is my pair of socks that I am knitting for my sister. I am knitting them out of a commercial yarn. It is called Nako Boho. Yes. I don't have a name per se for this color, but I do have a number written down here. It is 81980. So that gives you an idea of the skein. So it is a self-striping, and I'm just knitting a pair of vanilla socks, like I said, for my sister. So I don't have a fancy progress keeper on here. I'll have to fix that. But this little guy here, this light bulb stitch marker, is where I was last time. So I've knit a decent amount on these. I think I'm about ready to put in the heel. I will be doing a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. And yeah, let's jump into other stuff. I cast on 64 stitches for these socks. I did a 2x2 rib on 2.25mm needles. That is a US 1. And yeah, I've just been knitting. So I literally started pulling from the middle of the skein and just kept going. I don't know if I'll be able to match the stripes up on the next sock because this is the repeat and it's still not done. So like that's a lot if I have to yank yarn out to get back to the same place I started this one. I don't really want to waste that much, so they're definitely probably going to be mismatched, but they'll still be super cute. So, loving working on these. I want to have them done by May because that's the next time I will be seeing my sister. So these have definitely been on my radar a lot. Plus, when I don't want to think at the end of a long day, they're the perfect thing to pick. This next one is something that I haven't shown in quite a while. Someone commented actually on my last video and said they were wondering how my nurtured sweater was going. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, which I have been working on for quite some time. And when they commented that, I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but when they said that, it made me want to pull it back out again. So this is my nurtured sweater, and I am knitting it out of Woolberry Fiber Co. on their Berry Natural base, which is a 100% merino yarn, not superwash. And yeah, so I've shown you many times that I have both of the sleeves done. So those are ready to go. This sweater, you knit the sleeves first, and then you cast on from the bottom of the sweater, work up, attach the sleeves, and so on, which is new construction to me, but I'm actually really enjoying it so far, so that's been great. I am knitting the size medium. I did drop down needle sizes from what the pattern calls for and jumped up a pattern size to kind of get the right gauge that I liked per se for the pattern. The gauge that Andrea had it knit in, first of all, I'm positive that she knits a lot tighter than I do because I usually always have to drop needle size, but I just also really didn't like the fabric I was getting when I hit gauge, so that's why I dropped down more needle sizes but popped up a size for the pattern so that I could kind of compensate for the two. So I'm knitting a size medium. I'd usually knit a size small. And looking at my notes here, I have used a 3.5mm, which is a US 4 for the ribbing needle, and a 4mm, which is a US 6 for the body. So here is the body. I don't even know if I've shown this since I yeah, I think I had cast on the ribbing the last time I showed this and maybe had one row there's a progress keeper there, so that is what I did. So I've been working away on the body. I am alternating skeins so that I don't get any pooling or anything like that. If you're not familiar with hand-dyed yarn, that is the way that you want to do it when you're knitting a sweater or something like this, because every skein is different, and if you don't alternate them, you're going to get random stripes on your garment where you change skeins. So that is why on this one I'm doing every second row in a different skein. I have 2 skeins going at once. So that is what I'm doing. I think I've almost used up 2 skeins. So I'm on like my 3rd and 4th. So going pretty well, I would say. This is a cropped sweater. I should have popped a photo up for you guys to show you what it looks like already. But it is a cropped sweater, nice and boxy and cropped. So I'm looking forward to having this done. I'm taking a long time, so I probably won't be able to wear it until next winter, but I'm still excited. It's so squishy. Oh my goodness. It has just the simplest pattern. It's only a 4-row repeat to get this texture, so if you want something fun and you've never knit a sweater before, this might be a good choice. It's also knit out of a worsted weight, which helps a lot too. It makes it go a lot faster. So yeah, that is my nurtured sweater that I've been working on. I've been enjoying it. Again, another really simple thing to work on while I'm watching TV or something at the end of the night. It doesn't take too much thinking, which I love. And I don't know if I said, but this bag here that it is in is from the Crafty Little Fox. It's wonderful. This is, oh, I can't think of what it is. Oiled leather, something like that. If you know what I'm talking about, it'll tell me down below because I can't remember what it is, but it's leather. And they do something to it to make it waterproof. So, really nice bag. And then I have been working on one other pair of socks. You guys have seen these before. These are my Strozzi Socks. I think that's how I say it. I swear every time I talk about these, I don't know how to say the name. But they are a pattern by the New York Year, and I'm knitting them out of Explore Knits and Fibers. I do have these in a Christmas bag, and I will promptly change that after I'm done recording this. But this bag here is from Tiny Human Knits. And like I said, I'm knitting them out of Explore Knits and Fibers. I am using one of her Denali sock sets. This one is called Aspens in Fall, and the mini is called Ember. I'm running dangerously low on this mini, so hopefully I have enough. I'm on the heel flap and gusset of the 2nd sock, so I think I should be okay. We'll see. But yes, I have finished the 1st sock, which also has a Christmas progress keeper that I'll probably just leave, to be honest. So here is the 1st sock. It's an absolutely beautiful pattern. It's definitely complicated. I would say it's definitely for a more advanced knitter. I haven't woven the end yet. I think that, no. Yeah. Disregard this progress keeper. That was definitely last episode's progress keeper. Or no, 2 episodes ago? Disregard it. So this whole sock is finished. Like I said, definitely a more complicated pattern. I cast on 64 stitches for this sock on 2.25mm needles, and the cuff and the heel flap and the toe are all patterned as well. So you definitely have to pay attention when you're working on this. This is definitely not movie knitting. But I will show you what the pattern looks like. It's beautiful. So this is all just like 1x1 cables that make up that pattern, and these are 1x2 cables that make up these. So there's 3 stitches in these cables, 2 stitches in these cables in the middle. And then the toe has this purl panel running down it, as well as the heel flap has the same very pretty pattern. She released this in December, so it is available on Ravelry. As always, I link everything that I talk about down below. If the pattern's found on Ravelry, which it usually is, the link for it will be down below. So like I said, I have started the 2nd sock. I am on the heel flap right now. So I have the whole leg of the sock done, and I'm working on the heel flap. I think I have just a couple more rows left on it, and then I will turn the heel. So yeah, I would like to get these done because the Handmade Sock Society is starting up again next month, and I love the Handmade Sock Society. It's run by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade, and you sign up and it's all like secret mystery sock patterns for 6 months. So every month from February to whenever it ends, there's a new sock pattern released to knit. So I really like doing that every year, and I want to have some clear needles so that I can do that. So I would love to get this pair of socks finished before she releases those. I think the pattern book, the ebook basically, so you purchase an ebook and then she adds a pattern to it every month basically. So I think that goes on sale this Friday. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out Curious Handmade on Instagram or Ravelry or wherever. She will have all the information that you need about that, and I highly recommend you join in. I've never been disappointed in any of the patterns that I got. So this is gonna be a real short one today, I guess, but that's okay. I guess it gives me less to edit and you can move on to some more videos. But I do have one more thing that I want to show you guys and talk about a little bit. So let's jump into that. I just have this in a tote bag from the Fiber Nook that I got just because there's a lot of yarn in here. There's a lot of mini skeins. And this project I had showed you guys many episodes ago. This was my Adventuresome Wrap, and I haven't touched it since. And I was sitting there thinking, and I keep thinking about my Luminaria shawl, which I showed you guys last episode, and how pretty it would look in all of these mini skeins because they fade. So tonight I'm going to be ripping this out. I really think I would enjoy a Luminaria shawl more. I'm definitely more of a triangle shawl person as opposed to this, which is, well, that's the back of it, which is a wrap style. So I just think I would enjoy it more and I would have more fun knitting it. And because this has been sitting so long, why leave it sit longer? It seems like a waste of yarn. So this is coming off the needles tonight, and it's going to turn into a Luminaria shawl. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this green contrast color. I'm going to go through my yarn and see if I have something more tonal, like a cream or something. We'll see. But this will be gone by the end of the night, and I am very excited. So yeah, that is everything that I have worked on in the past week. If you have any questions, please ask me down below. I love answering your questions. I love knowing what you're working on as well. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love if you did so. You can also ring the bell down below to get notifications every time I upload a new video. I do upload every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, next week will be a cross-stitch video. I alternate between knitting and cross-stitch videos, so if that's something you're interested in, or if you just want to see some more crafty goodness, definitely check me out next week. And thank you so much for joining me. It means a lot. So I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.